Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing yet another airport update of Lexington Bluegrass Airport. This will more than likely be the last LEX update I do for quite a couple of months, as of course I'm going to be in England, if you did see my recent channel updates. So definitely wanted to get one in before I leave, and hopefully we will resume these in May when I return. But there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening and a lot of cool stuff to go over in today's update. Also, Christmas is in just a few days, so very Merry Christmas to all who celebrate. I'm not sure if this will come out before or after actually Christmas Day, but whichever it is, very Merry Christmas if you do celebrate. All right, so yeah, we got a lot to cover in today's update, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. We're actually going to start over at A today. So first up right here, let's see if we can get a better angle. There we go. Right here we have an American Eagle Embraer 175. This is actually a new, well, not technically a new, but a returning route. So basically back in 2020, American started service to Miami. It was a winter seasonal Saturday only flight. Back then, Envoy still had the 145, so that was operated on the ERJ 145s. But basically a couple of months ago, they announced finally that they are going to be bringing this service back because it did not return for the past like 2 winters. But it has finally returned. They've kind of officially announced it as a new route because it was technically cut, but it is sort of a returning route. Either way, it's really cool. Nice to see American expanding. So yeah, this Embraer 175 just arrived in from Miami and is going to be heading back out there. Next to him right here, we have the United Express Embraer 175. We are getting basically only these from United Express right now. I believe we're getting one CRJ 200 to Chicago, then the other 2 daily Chicago flights are on the 175s, and then our once daily Denver flight is on the 175. So yeah, this guy came in from Chicago earlier today and is just getting fueled up for Denver. All right, let's go ahead and move on over to B. Starting right here, we have our American Eagle CRJ 900. I have not thrown one of these guys in an update in quite a while, and I'm sorry for doing that, but it's just, I really don't like this model. It's just, it's not a great effort from Gemini Jets. The inside of the winglets aren't even painted, they're just silver. The color's not great. I mean, obviously it has all these issues. I've repaired this model, but I also didn't do a great job repairing it, so it's just not the greatest model. But we do get these a lot here at LEX, so I definitely had to throw one of these in today's update. So yeah, this guy came in from Charlotte earlier today and is going to be heading back out there. We get, that's kind of American's biggest route out of here is Charlotte. I believe we're getting like 5-6 times daily right now. And that is mainly on the CRJ 700s and 900s. Occasionally we will get on the 145s as well. It kind of depends on the time of year. All right, moving over here, we have our Delta Connection CRJ 700. I wanted to throw this guy in today's update because I actually flew on this route. So basically I was, when I went to Japan a few months ago, the first and last flight of the trip were between LEX and Detroit on Delta Connection. Both of those flights were supposed to be on a CRJ 900, but we actually got swapped to a CRJ 700 on the final flight. So I wanted to represent that. This was the gate we parked at. So yeah, this Delta Connection CRJ 700 just arrived in from Detroit and is going to be heading back out there in a little bit. All right, let's move over here to our Delta 738. I believe this is the first time I've thrown this guy in an update. Basically, I picked up 2 of these at Airliners. This is a plane I've been after for so long, ever since I passed on the NG models release, which I hugely regret doing, but I was able to pick up these older Gemini Jets releases back when Gemini's 738 mold was still good. So they don't have aerials, but other than that, they're great models. And we are getting these a ton at LEX. It's actually kind of cool. For a little while, for a couple of months, we were getting between Lexington and Atlanta. That route on Delta was exclusively operated by mainline aircraft. We were getting like, I believe 6 times daily on mainline. It was 2 738s, 2 739s, and 2 717-200s. So that's awesome. Unfortunately, now we're not. It's still pretty much that same assortment. I believe we're getting two 738s, a 739, a 717, and then a CRJ 900 right now. So just one Delta connection flight on the LEX to ATL route, but it is still cool to get these 737s. It would be so awesome if we could get something bigger, like a 757. I mean, I guess I'm just kind of dreaming there. We did, there was a brief period in the early 2010s when Delta did regular 752 service to LEX from Atlanta, so can always hope that will return one day, but for the time being, we're getting these 738s, so yeah. This guy came in from Atlanta earlier today and is going to be heading back out there. And that is also Citrus Aviation's airport. I should mention that, the sub-route. All right, and moving on over here, we have our Allegiant Airbus A319. This is actually a model I picked up pretty recently. I've been wanting to pick one of these up for a long time. This is the Panda Models version. It's a very, very, very nice model. But yeah, this was kind of like, we get these quite a bit here, and I have been just putting off picking one of these up. And I have finally, though, gotten around to it, and it is a very nice model. I'm really happy with this model, and it was kind of a very important one I needed for LEX. So yeah, I'm gonna say this guy came in from Punta Gorda earlier today and is gonna be heading out to Las Vegas. Finally, for the terminal right here, we have an American Airbus A321neo. Now, while we aren't getting these regularly, because our regular American mainline service to DFW is on the A319, and because of that commonality between like the type ratings for the 320 family aircraft, that means that we pretty regularly get aircraft swaps and sub-ins on larger variants of the A320 family. So we'll regularly get like A320s, A321s, and a few times we have even gotten the A321neo, which is really cool to see such a big aircraft operating in here on a regular passenger service. And yeah, so this is also this is the newer release by Gemini that I picked up a couple of months ago. So yeah, it's a pretty nice model for Gemini jets. But yeah, this is a really cool service. It's still so cool to me that we're getting American mainline. So yeah, earlier today, this guy came in from Dallas Fort Worth, or Red River Aviation's airport, and is going to be heading back out there. All right, let's move on to our last model for the update. I'm gonna kind of get a lower down view of this guy. So right here we have a Sun Country 737-800. This is the NG Models version. I actually picked this model up from, who did I get this from? I honestly can't remember who I got this from, but someone on Instagram I got this from. And this is a model I have been after for such a long time. Obviously NG's 738 mold is just really, really nice, and this was a release that I did not pick up in 2020 when it was originally available, and I hugely regretted not picking this one up. So I was finally able to get it. I got a pretty good deal for it too. I think I paid like $70-something, which really isn't bad for this model. But yeah, so basically Sun Country do a lot of charters into LEX, mainly sports charters. It's basically the most common charter aircraft we get are Sun Country 738s and Delta 757-200s. And because this is a new model, I wanted to throw this in today. I don't really keep up with college sports in general, so honestly, I have no idea which charters are actually going to be going where and for what teams, but I'll send this guy out on some routes I saw. So we're gonna say he came in on a ferry flight from Minneapolis, St. Paul, which is of course Sun Country's hub. And we're going to send him out to Gulfport, Biloxi. It's kind of an interesting one because that was actually one I saw this past summer when I was in Gulfport. I saw this flight from Lexington to Gulfport flying overhead on Flight Radar 24. So I think that's pretty cool. And so yeah, that's where we're gonna send this guy out today. I'm not sure if that's a sports charter, but that's where he's going. All right, and that does conclude our update for today. I hope you guys did enjoy. This is kind of the first LEX update I've done kind of just all in one take, full handheld. I think I kind of prefer doing it this way because it's a little easier on me because I don't have to move a tripod around for every take, and I also do not need to I don't need to I've totally lost my train of thought. That's the other issue with recording updates this way. Sometimes I just lose my train of thought and no idea what I'm saying. But yeah, overall I kind of prefer this style. I also feel like kind of gives you guys a more in-depth look at the airport, kind of gives you a more interesting look because I can literally just walk around and show you some of the different angles of the very basic LEX setup I've got. I'd still like to get a more professional version made, maybe even make one myself, something for the future, but right now I don't have any money, so that's definitely something I'd like to do in the future. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy today's update. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and if you have time, leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts. I hope to have a couple more videos out before I leave for England. I want to try to get some more suggested updates. I'd like to get another one out before I leave, and then I'd like to get a couple pre-recorded that I can release like in the coming weeks. I'm also going to be doing my collection update for winter of 2023, I guess winter of 2024 technically. Probably do that at the beginning of January, right before I leave. So yeah, definitely look forward to that. Yeah, so that's about all for today. So yeah, with that, I hope you guys do have an absolutely incredible rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.